Open world games have been around for absolute decades before GTA brought the genre to the mainstream. But open world games have evolved from being big open-ended levels or areas that you can explore and free roam. Nowadays, some of us require a sense of life in our open worlds. Open worlds with variety in its landscapes and realistic behavior from NPCs in the world, instead of an empty, copied and pasted world with dull or static NPCs that don't react to the world or environment around them. I like open worlds to feel lived in, with a variety of environments, cities, towns, and NPC that react and interact with the world around them. It's what makes you feel part of the game world, so let's talk. Now, an open world doesn't have to have dozens of biomes to add variety or more to see. Check out Infamous, the first game to be exact. It takes place in an entire city. The city is split up into 3 districts, each district having its own aesthetic and story, without looking completely different from the entire city. One district is littered with neon lights, advertising, and certain enemy types tied to the main story and lore. Another district looks more or less like a cleaner city with train tracks, more power lines, and so on. The other district looks like an apocalypse with collapsed infrastructure, buildings, and so on, with many garbage-made fortresses. This is how you add variety. Make one area, island, or city look different enough from the other without making it look too different from the main art style, tone, or setting. Some of you might know that I take side content / activities very seriously in open world games. There needs to be something that brings me back to your open world. I'd advise staying away from silly or tedious collectibles that don't affect gameplay or give you nothing valuable in return. Have fully fleshed side quests or optional missions. Make them long enough to feel like you've accomplished something and reward the player with valuable items. I'd recommend 7+ minute side quests minimum. I'd highly suggest not splitting up side missions in different categories. Otherwise, repetition will come hit you as fast as you can say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Seriously, have a certain theme of missions in one category. For example, say police missions. You maybe have a mission that consists of finding evidence, the next mission has you probably tailing a suspicious car and then having to take it out, next mission has you raiding a gang house, etc. Then your other theme of missions maybe consist of assassinations. For example, one mission has you witness an assassination, you chase down the assassin in some cool set pieces, but he somehow gets away. Next mission maybe has you preventing an assassination, but the victim somehow gets captured. And then the next mission has you trying to rescue the victim and fight the assassins, etc. When it comes to collectibles, just make sure the collectibles actually affect gameplay or teach you something, or just get valuable things out of it. Minigames are a fun way to spend time outside the main game. The Yakuza games do this astronomically well. For progression and replay value's sake, this is very important. Not every game has an economy system, usually resulting in nothing to grind for except for skill trees. But be careful, you don't want to have an economy system and then players can buy everything in the game within a day or two. But also don't make getting currency an absolute chore to get, leave that for the XP. Throw money at the player at a steady pace. One thing that I highly recommend if you're gonna have an economy system in your game is always have something for the player to buy. Something a lot of open world games get wrong for some reason. Need for Speed 2015 and the Yakuza games are 2 absolutely great examples for this, yet 2 completely different types of open world games. In Yakuza, there's always something to buy, from fixing weapons to consumables, even gambling. It doesn't matter how many times you spend money on these things, you're gonna be spending money regardless. Need for Speed 2015 does something I find pretty clever. You can only own 10 cars maximum, which means in order to get a new car, you have to sell one of your other cars to fit in a new one and then spend money on parts for that car. It means that you can never own all the cars in the game, therefore there's always a car and car parts to buy. Okay, this next category requires a lot more resources to pull off, but have your world be interactive. Allow the player to enter a good amount of buildings like in Watch Dogs 2 or GTA. Along with being able to enter buildings, have NPCs interact with each other and the world around them. Something GTA 5 and Watch Dogs 2 pull off amazingly well. In Watch Dogs 2, for example, you can start stuff with other NPCs. If one NPC harasses you too much, another will literally call the cops, and the cops will attempt to arrest them. Or you can manually call the cops yourself. Some NPCs getting arrested will attempt to run away, and the cops will chase and tackle them. At times, an NPC might be so frustrated with someone that they will pull out a baseball bat and absolutely bash someone's car. It's so realistic and lived in, it genuinely immerses the player in this world, but at the cost of some resources. One thing that I wish developers could take to heart is the fact that size doesn't matter, in some cases. Yes, if you just want to mess around in the world and do some ambitious things, then size is very helpful. But most times, resources are mostly spent on the size of the world instead of filling the world up with interesting landscapes. Therefore, environments just look copied and pasted and just look empty. One thing that GTA's open worlds are good at are these little strange secrets that you can find in the most obscure areas. The Heart of Liberty City in GTA 4 and the UFO on Mount Chiliad in GTA 5. Just Cause 3 also has some fun secrets to find, such as the rubber duck, the pogo stick and the balloon gun. Watch Dogs 2 literally has a secret set of missions that lead to an awesome outfit that has a special takedown move. These encourage a little bit of exploration to add at least some depth in the world. You can't be compelled to explore the world if it doesn't look appealing. Art direction plays a huge role in setting the tone and mood for the game and its world. If your world looks vibrant and busy, people are gonna be attracted to that and have the drive to explore the world. If your open world has terrible color contrast, poor lighting and a static looking open world, people are gonna walk away from the experience much sooner and won't really feel that immersed. Lighting is important to making a game look amazing. If you look at most open world gameplay trailers of this generation, a lot of them show off nighttime gameplay, where the city lights make the world glow. And with ray tracing nowadays, neon lights reflect on glossy surfaces and wet roads as well as windows, making the art direction look mouth-watering. This is where things get exciting for me. Have you ever wondered why players like to kill random people and have a high body count in GTA? Because actions have consequences. You can attract the attention of something we call conflict. Cops or enemy factions roam the streets or come to you. The wanted system is a big success in open world games, because the more you fight back, the harder the conflict becomes, as police send in SWAT teams, helicopters, they call in roadblocks, and in some games, spike strips. You hit back, they hit harder. Once your health hits 0, your enemy's mission is complete. Once you get boxed in and arrested, you lose everything. But if you get away, however, it's a relief and accomplishment like no other. You know you've done well. Or you just banked all your cash, escaped via a safe house, or broke the game. ACJC here, and we need to talk. I'm still currently working on the Shadow of the Tomb Raider video, but I've been meaning to ask you folks, do you even want another Tomb Raider analysis video? I'm just asking because, well, in terms of reception, those videos have done pretty poorly and have indeed affected my analytics. But at the same time, January is a tough month for YouTubers in terms of viewer count, which is something that I've realized. But just let me know if you guys still even want that video. But besides that, thanks for watching. Your views are very much appreciated, your likes too. If you want more videos like this, a subscription is welcome and appreciated. Stay safe, stay entertained, take care, and take it easy.